Yes.
All right, I'll speak loud just to make sure everyone can hear me. Renita, thank you so much for your speech today. I have so much information I'd love to share with you about how you did such a great job and things that I could suggest for improvement. But I'm going to focus on just a few things that you did well and a couple things that maybe you could do better. First, I want to start off by saying how much I appreciate you sharing the story about you driving back to the United States from Panama. I feel like I'm a perfect person to hear this story and evaluate you because I've done the same thing myself about it's been about 16 years ago or so, but it's been a while. But that's an interesting adventure to do, to drive through Central America. Let's start off with how you started your speech. You got up to the stage area. The lectern was gone, which was, of course, was just fine. It worked for you. And you started off with a smile. When you smile, that really grabs the audience's attention. And it also helps set the stage for what you're going to talk about. And in this case, it was going to be humor. So that was a great way to start your speech. Another thing I really want to impress upon the audience today that heard your speech is the fact that you didn't use any notes at all. And if you did, they must have been like teleprompters in the back because I couldn't tell at all. And that has actually encouraged me to try to give this evaluation without any notes. Good luck to me on that. We'll see how that goes. A couple of things I'd like you to focus on. The title of your speech referenced being spammed or some reference to spam. And it took a while for me to realize where you're going with that in your speech. It took actually about halfway through the speech. So if you think about the construction of the whole speech, you have your act one, and that's telling the story about your dad being in the military and going to Panama and then going back to the United States from Panama. Then act two is you're talking about this connection with spam and this acronym. And then you kind of wrap things up in act three. And I'll get to act three in just a moment. But it took a while to get to that act two of your speech to realize that this is actually a story about some descriptions about humor and why humor is good and how it can help us and so on. I certainly appreciate all the lead up going to that. And I felt that there's just a little bit of a disconnect, or at least it took me a while to get to that point of where you're trying to get with the message of your speech. The other thing I wanted to comment on is that act three, as you transition into the conclusion, I didn't realize you were actually concluding. And there are ways you can lead up to this transition. You could, and maybe you did say this and I missed it, but lead up to that by saying something like in conclusion, or have a pause that then leads into that quote. Something like that would work. But overall, it was such a great speech. And I want to also let you know that another thing that was really good about the speech was your eye contact with the audience. I don't want to lose that aspect. Back to Mr. General Evaluator.
All right.